Let's begin at the head of the mat in Tadasana. Engage your core, lengthen your tailbone down, and roll the heart open. Let's gather your hands to prayer and take a moment to dedicate your practice in this never-before-lived day. Inhale, gazing straight ahead. Exhale, lower your seat and reach your arms up in Utkatasana prayer pose. Exhale, drape it down in Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, gaze forward, plant your hands, and step it or jump it to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, press it up in upward facing dog. Exhale, draw the hips back in downward facing. Inhale, raise your left leg up, tilting your pelvis, wrapping your leg around. Exhale, draw your knee to your nose and use your core to step it forward to a low lunge. Inhale to open your chest and exhale, extend your front leg in hamstring stretch. Let's repeat twice more, flowing on the rhythm of the breath. Inhale, gaze forward and up. Exhale, extend your front leg in pyramid pose, hamstring stretch. One more time. Inhale, shine your heart forward. And as you exhale, draw back through that left hip and try to anchor the back heel for a good calf Achilles stretch. You can take your front foot in as much as a foot towards your back foot to try to square your hips. And now take a moment to walk your hands over to your left, feeling that diagonal stretch on the right side of your back. And relax your neck down. Breathe into your edge. Now spin on your heels and face the side of the mat for Prasarita Padottasana. We're going to reach your hands over to the right ankle, right calf as you bend the left knee, cutting that left hip back for an oppositional diagonal stretch. Revolve your left waist to the right to face that leg, and now come back to center. Switch sides now. Grab hold of the left ankle, bend the right knee, cut the right hip back. Continue to dial your waistline from your right to your left. Breathe into that diagonal length. Now let's return to center and spin on your heels, turning your toes out in the goddess pose. Bend the knee at 90 degrees, taking your hands on the inner thighs and pressing the thighs back. And now take your right palm against the inner right thigh and drop the right shoulder forward and down for a polarity swivel stretch. Come back to center and switch sides. Take your left palm on the inner thigh. Really press that inner thigh back, feeling that stretch underneath that left shoulder blade as well. Now come back to symmetry, opening your arms with index and thumbs touching, and take a pulse as you rise up on the inhale and sit back down. Inhale to rise, exhale, go deeper. This time, go all the way straight with your legs. Gather your prayer hands above and stream it down, all the way down in the classic Prasarita Padottasana. Inhale, open your heart to build momentum, and exhale, dive your waistline inside your legs. So you can open your feet wide or narrow the feet closer together, depending on the length of your spine here. Try to reach the crown of the head straight down between your feet and hug in with your elbows, drawing up through your shoulder blades to lengthen your neck. Breathe into the lower back stretch, hamstring stretch. Now inhale, come out from under, and now turn on your left heel, spinning to the front of your mat. Bending your front knee. Inhale, open your left arm in a spiral twist into the bent leg. Extend your arm from arm to arm. And now sweep the top arm over the ear, creating a diagonal line from your fingertips all the way to the back heel. Lean back to turn it into a back bend. And now step it back to plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, glide up into upward facing dog. Exhale, draw back to downward facing dog. Now inhale, the right leg goes up, opening your hip. Exhale, use your core to draw your knee to your nose and land that foot right between your hands. As you exhale, extend your front leg towards straightness and drape in hamstring stretch. Once again, inhale, lift through your heart. Exhale, draw back through your hip, hamstring stretch. Last time, inhale, shine your heart forward, and exhale, pyramid pose. So try to squeeze the back heel down as you take your front foot in as much as a foot. Cut the right hip back and walk your fingertips forward, reaching into your inner edge. You can walk it over to the right for a diagonal stretch. Enjoy that length all the way from your left fingertips into your left hip. Breathe into the hamstrings. This time, we go wider into a low lunge once again and spiral into your bent knee. Sweep your right arm up, creating a stretch from arm to arm, and now take that right arm over the ear in a diagonal length. Lean back to peel your heart open. Now let your right hand replace the right foot in plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, spread across your collarbones in upward dog. Exhale to child pose. Relax here, turning your gaze within, taking a moment to breathe. Swing your hands to your heels, engage your core, and roll it up to sit, savoring the stillness for a moment. Now walk your hands back and prepare for modified Ustrasana, pressing your thighs and hips forward and the heart up. Breathe into your open heart. And now playfully tilt your left hip forward, getting a nice stretch through that left psoas and left quadricep area. Switch sides, stretch the right thigh, right hip. And one more time, tilt the left hip forward and then the right. Let's even it out as we sit back down, feeling a long spine, engage your core, and then let's press back into downward facing dog one more time. Now raise the left leg high, tilt the pelvis, bend the knee. This time we'll go into a figure 8 pattern. Swoop the leg across, engage your core, and as you open your hip back in a C curve, square your torso. One more time. Exhale, swooping down. Inhale, open your hip higher than before. One more time. Exhale it in. Inhale, turning it out. Extend your leg all the way, close to a split as you can, and then draw the knee to your nose and step it forward in Anjaneyasana Asana this time, easing your back knee down. Sweep your arms up, opening your heart like a morning prayer. Now let's put the weight on the back shin so the back thigh is at 90 degrees, draping over your front leg in Ardha Hanuman. Be sure to draw that left foot back and flex all 5 metatarsals so you get the calf stretch as well as the hamstring stretch. One more time. Inhale, shift the weight forward and lift your arms up in Anjaneyasana. This time, interlace your hands behind your back, lift up through the heart to emphasize the expansion of your chest. Exhale, draw back again in Ardha Hanuman. This time planting your right palm flat against your left sole, if that's available to you, to emphasize the calf Achilles stretch. Take a diagonal drape and breathe. Third and last time, sweep the arms up and catch hold of the opposite elbows. Now grab hold of the right elbow with your left hand and lean slightly to the left, increasing that stretch all the way from the right shoulder into the right hip. This time, as we go back into Ardha Hanuman, we take a few waves. Inhale, round the spine, roll it up. Exhale, drape over the hamstrings. Let the head be last. Roll it up, head last. And as you exhale, walk your hands forward, getting even longer, breathing into your inner edge. Now we take this into the hip opening lizard lunge. Heel toe the left foot over to the left edge of your mat. Put weight on the right hand, reach your left arm diagonally away from your bent knee, and dial the waist from left to right. And now, let your right forearm rest on the ground and let the left palm push the left knee away, leaning back as you open your chest and let the hips melt into gravity. See if you can tuck your back foot under and raise your back knee. And open your left arm into a spiral twist with the right elbow on the ground. Let's come off your elbow and now press your left palm against the inner left thigh, deepening that front of the hip stretch. Stay here or reach back and catch hold of your back foot, really going for the quadricep stretch now. Feel the pressure of the foot into the hand as that hand pulls the foot in. Breathe as you lift your heart, sink your hips, and deepen the opposition. Those of you who are more open, you can bring your right forearm back down, really taking this into a back bend. Breathe into that line of stretch. Now we can come off your elbow and step it back to downward dog. Take a moment to just pedal out your feet, shake it out, and recalibrate back to the symmetry of downward facing dog for the other side. Inhale, roll it out to top of a plank. Exhale, chaturanga, hover. Glide forward and up through upward dog, shining through your heart. And go back to chaturanga, go back up to plank. And we'll meet you back in downward facing dog. Let's try now the right leg stroking the sky, bending your knee in preparation for the figure 8 circles. Exhale, swoop it down and across and in. Open up, widening the orb. Exhale, cross it over, turning in with your thighs. Inhale, open up and go back to down dog split. Last time, exhaling in, make sure you square your shoulders here as you return to the one-legged down dog. Exhale, draw your knee to your forehead and step the foot through. And let the back knee ease onto the ground, sweeping your arms up for the prayerful Anjaneyasana Asana. So we move into this pattern. Extend your front leg, drape over your extension, flexing that front foot, saying hello to your hamstrings underneath the right leg. The second time, we shift the weight forward, circle your arms up, open your heart, and then interlace your hands, perhaps switching the index finger that's on top. And now, open the heart, extend your arms straight, and try to lift your hands away from your hips and the back thigh. Drape forward again, this time taking your left palm against the sole of the right foot for a diagonal stretch, for an emphasis of that calf Achilles stretch. Relax your neck and breathe into the new sensations. This time, catch hold of the elbows, peeling the heart open. Now tilt slightly to the right to emphasize the stretch of the whole left side, the left shoulder, the left hip, the left intercostals. Now let's drape over the Ardha Hanuman one more time and walk your fingertips as far as they'll go. Release your neck and just bow your head to your own heart. Now walk your hands in and begin those waves. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, drape your heart forward. Again, inhale, round the spine, roll it up. Exhale, drape your spine over the hamstring stretch. One more time, breathing in. As you exhale, walk your fingertips forward, extending from the crease of the hips all the way to the fingertips. Meditate on the inner edge, finding the eye of the hurricane inside the intensity. Now, heel toe the right foot over to the right edge of the mat for lizard lunge. Put weight on the left hand and reach your right arm to the left diagonal, sinking your hips as deep as they'll go. Revolve your waist from right to left to deepen this stretch. Now, recovering from this deep stretch, come back and place your left forearm parallel to the right inner edge of the foot. Place your right palm against the inner knee. Lean your heart back to deepen that pigeon pose-like stretch of the front hip. If you're feeling ready, tuck your back foot under and elevate the back knee. Inhale, extend your right arm up like a celebration and sweep your arm overhead behind the ear, peeling the heart open. Now, ease your back knee down and come to your fingertips. And let's circle the arm back to catch hold of the back foot if that's available to you. If it's too much to catch the back foot, please feel free to modify by placing your right palm against the right inner knee to deepen the stretch of the front hip. Those of you who are more open, keep lifting and leaning your heart back and float the left forearm back down, emphasizing the back bend. Feel as though the back of the head could meet the sole of that foot. And as you exhale, circle the right arm overhead and let the right forearm land on the floor. Step back with your right leg into forearm plank. Use your toes to spring back and forth, keeping the shoulder blades away from the ears. Now walk your feet forward for dolphin pose. Make sure that the forearms are not wider than your shoulders width here. Drop your head, lengthening the back of the neck, and breathe into the shoulder stretch, rolling the inner arms away from your ears. And keep your core engaged and walk or wiggle your legs back to elbow plank, sensing the alignment between your head, shoulders, and hips. Now slowly take a controlled descent with your hips, untuck your toes, open your heart in the Sphinx pose. Keep your core very strong so that simultaneously you can float both hands underneath your shoulders. Now pick it up to an upward facing dog, straightening your arms, drawing the heart forward and up, and press it back to a downward facing dog. And shake it out no, shake it out yes, release any tension from your neck. Inhale, rise to half toe. Exhale, ground through your heels. Inhale, rise to half toe. Exhale, lower your heels. This time, heels up, bend the knees, take your gaze forward, spring off your toes, and float or walk into your hands. Inhale, offer your heart forward. As you exhale, bend your knees and try to take the right palm, cup the knuckles around your heels, and draw your forehead to the shins. Little by little, move towards straightness and breathe, sealing the energy inside. When you're coming out of the pose, take your hands to your hips one at a time and lengthen your way all the way up. Circle the arms overhead, gather the rays from above, and draw it into your heart, landing back in Samasthiti, mountain pose, steadfast with strength and aliveness.